Hey there guys, and welcome back to Hursty Games, and welcome to another video revolving around Team of the Year. And today, of course, as you can see, I'm sure, we have Jack with us.
Hey there guys, thanks for having me on the channel
That's
again.
cool, yeah, thanks for coming, man. Basically, as I'm sure a lot of you knew, yesterday the Team of the Year was dropped and was announced. And it was announced in quite a different way to how we usually meant to see it, with it being like a team of 11. This year we've just been shown
55 players.
55 players, which, for the 55 I worked from for my Team of the Year video that I did, probably coming up to a week ago now. So if you haven't seen that, jump on back on the channel and you'll see that, and you can have a look at what my community voted, rather, Team of the Year was. But today, I've got Jack on here because we're going to have a little chat about the Team of the Year, our thoughts on how it's being done, and also we are going to have a look at Jack's community voted Team of the Year in a very similar way to how we saw mine. But first of all, let's just have a chat about the Team of the Year. Like, what are your thoughts on how they're doing?
Indeed, because they had the Ballon d'Or ceremony, so the whole Team of the Year ceremony in October, I believe it was.
Mid-October.
And people were thinking, oh my god, Team of the Year might be dropped then. No, they've waited till January, just as sort of tradition has been for like the last 5-6 years.
It's like FIFA 13, wasn't it? So yeah, it's like
it's been quite a while. So yeah, and everyone thought second Monday of the year, Team of the Year would be released, and it hasn't. And like you said, it's been done in a brand new way. Have you got your ballot box yet?
No. They said to me that there were some issues with it in the post, and they sent it off to Castro, I think his name was, some guy, Castro?
Yeah.
I don't know, but Castro, you're lucky. You got my ballot box. But I really, I was a little bit annoyed at the lack of communication with them doing it so differently. Like, yes, it's a big surprise, and it's, it is kind of marketing, really, because everyone expecting it to come, and so everyone preps for it, and then it doesn't. So that all that preparation is going to happen again in like a week's time or whatever, because
there'll be
it's happened twice.
There'll be like another market crash coming, just because actually people might actually have now an idea with the whole system, how it's set up. People have an idea of who actually might make the Team of the Year. Obviously, there's going to be the 2 that will definitely make it.
Well, you say that.
3 that will be almost pretty much there.
That's one thing I want to talk about.
I
want to talk about that because I think there's a few people that might not be as surefire as we expect. But we'll get onto that.
Yes.
We'll get onto that. But I absolutely love, and I'm super jealous, like joking aside about, did you get your ballot box and stuff? I'm super jealous of the people that did get a ballot box, because to have something like that, that's my kind of nerdy thing. I love having
sort of like a memorabilia
little thing.
Item,
it's why I love collecting like the plush stuff and like little collectible things, because I love having those kind of things. I think it's really just quirky, and it's the kind of stuff that I'm like, that's cool. Like the little magnet board, to have those little cards, before they were sort of like poo-pooed on and like not allowed to be made and stuff, I was actually very, very close to buying some of those like foot cards.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted some. I think they look so cool. I just wanted some to like stick up and have around. I think they look awesome. So that kind of thing, like little magnets to put on a magnetic field, is awesome. That's my dream. That's really cool. And opening the boxes and stuff, it just looked really cool. I'm actually really ridiculously jealous. But I like that they've made it a community thing. Like the Ballon d'Or, obviously being voted by the community of footballers, it makes sense that the community of FIFA has a say. Sure, it's only, selected people, but actually from so many of those people that I've seen, they've opened it up to their subscribers and to their viewers and stuff. Like, I know Chewboy did a live stream.
Matt HD's already said that he's put out a video saying that this is what he wants to do. But he said, like, I don't know if it was like each day or like each video he does, there's going to be like a straw poll for a position, and like he'll put that into his voted then Team of the Year, which is a really good idea.
Yeah.
It just gets even more people involved in the say of the Team of the Year. And like I said, putting out with the 55 shortlist, giving it a 40-60 split between themselves and the community, is just like a complete revelation to Team of the Year. So it might not even be the bog standard, here's this, here's this, here's this. And now people can't have an uproar saying, like a couple of years ago, why did David Luiz make Team of the Year? Why is Iniesta making it when he's not playing? And such. So it's like, it just makes it feel a bit more general. This is what we're after, and it's going to be such a cool week next week. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gutted. I am gutted that it didn't happen. I've got that itchy feeling now, as a lot of you will probably know by now. I've stored up so many packs, and I was so excited, like, right, I can start opening them, and I can't yet. So that's kind of like itchy feet syndrome. But I think, and I agree with what you said, I think it's a really, really good process in the fact that it's actually community driven and it's opened up. Like Zwebeck, for example, did his video on his box that he got.
Yeah.
In classic Zwebeck style, doing it like over the top and just funny. And he again showed his team that he would vote for, but he's done straw polls to say, right, who would your goalkeeper be? Who would your right back be? I know that TwoSync are doing a thing that's like, who's your goalkeeper going to be? Who's the defence going to be? They're doing that as well.
Yeah.
So it just gets the community involved. But my only stipulation, and it would be really interesting to see, is the 60-40 split legit? Like, as an example, I can't remember who, I think it was the True Geordie, I want to say. I might be lying about that. Oh, no, I think it was Nepenthes. It was Nepenthes. I've been watching a lot of True Geordie, so that's like my head. Nepenthes was saying, like, if everyone in this 60%, in this, like, thing, boycotted Ronaldo Messi, if everyone was like, don't put him in, just don't, just ignore him, put other people in, would they genuinely not make it? If 60% of the community, if 60% of the votes didn't vote them in, so EA, all 40% could be like Ronaldo Messi, but if the majority, the 60%, didn't put them in, would they actually be dropped?
But then again, you could also say, like, even if no one in the 60% voted for it and the 40% did, how much of that 60% are going, okay, so I'm going to put Hazard in, I'm going to put Coutinho in, I'm going to put Hazard in. Like, if their votes are so minuscule towards the 40%, you could then still see that they got in because of that. But at the same time, it's hard to tell, but at the same time, it's just nice to feel like there is a voice that you can say, this is what we'd like.
Oh, yeah.
What have you. So there are pros and cons to all of this. And like maybe next year, they might even incorporate it into SBCs like they do, what was it? The foot awards.
Footies.
Yeah. So it could be like,
that'd be cool.
One day a week, here is a list of defenders. The most top 4 selected defenders will then be put into Team of the Year. But then it wouldn't be released till the week after. And then these are the prime cards that you can get. Sort of like the Legends, icons.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the only issue in stipulation in that is then people would be a bit more begrudging to have to give up their own stuff to basically like put in a vote.
Oh yeah,
I think that's why the footies kind of fell flat a little bit.
Messi and Ronaldo, it would be a bit tricky to say. Yeah, in order to get a Messi Ronaldo card, not the easiest.
Yeah, I think that's why the footies worked, and then kind of fell on its face a little bit because it got to the point where people were like, oh, this is cool, I'm going to vote for this card, I'm going to vote for this card. And then it was like, okay, I'm out of coins. Or like, I don't really want to put another 30k in to maybe get a centre mid Florenzi. You know, like it got to the point where it became too much of an input rather than just a vote. It became here's my coins for this vote. And it just became expensive, I think, for the average
And also it could be a case of like, there would be some YouTubers out there and like, you and me as well, we did it quite a lot. And just all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it's just like it was a bit null and void of having a vote, really.
Yeah, I think we were both like, we kind of don't mind which one it is.
Yeah.
It would just be cool to have those cards. Like we were real collectors. This year I haven't been. I've actually been really against my general run of things, and I've sold things and I've traded and not kept cards. So this year it would maybe be a bit different, but I think in the grand scheme we are above average spenders normally on FIFA. So we're in that middle bracket of we play for fun, but we put enough money on that we could probably should probably not spend that much, basically. Yeah. We you know, the teams we have, we're a little bit credit card boys at times. Like we have expensive teams because we put on things, not because we're great at foot champs or we're, you know, top 100 squad builder, squad battle players. We're in that middle ground of, I'd say we're both very good players.
Although at the same time, like if we considered the rewards that we'd had and everything else like that, we could still probably have the teams that we have. Maybe not on the same scale, but it would still be up near enough at that level.
Yeah. No, but, I'd agree. But we've kind of diverted a little bit here. Yes. But regardless, Jack has made his community voted team of the year. So I'm going to put this up on the screen for Jack now, but also it'll be up on the screen for you guys to see. So I'm not going to quite do it how I did it with mine in player by player, because actually rendering that video took forever because each card was a layer and it just was the most painful thing. So I'm afraid I'm just putting the whole team on. But we can discuss it player by player. That's absolutely fine. So talk me through.
Right. So as always, in goal is Mastermind David De Gea.
Yeah.
Because, well, just what an outstanding season he's had. Not to mention it's been carrying on throughout this year. And with Neuer not playing because I think he's still injured.
But he wasn't voted. He wasn't in the top 5 anyway.
Is he not in the top 5?
No, it's Buffon, De Gea, Navas,
Oblak
and Lloris. He's not in the 5. So he's definitely not getting one.
So I'm pretty sure that regardless, I reckon David De Gea will probably get in there.
I'd imagine with the community vote he will.
With the community vote. Right. So right back, I've gone for Kyle Walker because he had an outstanding season with Tottenham. Not necessarily with England, but he has been playing very, very well. And since the £50 million, something like that, was it?
Oh, was it more? It was like 25 or something, wasn't it? I think.
No, it was.
Was it that cheap?
No, he wasn't that cheap. He was like 15.
Oh, 50.
50.
I was going to say he wasn't 15.
No,
Jesus,
15.
50.
That's Barkley price, by the way. But yeah, Kyle Walker's had an outstanding season. He's had this unbeaten run with City since his move, and I think he's just been outstanding. Not necessarily in numbers in terms of assists and goals, but he's definitely up there for being one of the most quality right backs in the world right now.
I think it'll be between him, Valencia, who I voted for, and actually I think a bit of a dark horse will be Kimmich. I think a lot of people will want to see Kimmich.
Especially with the rate his informs are going up. He's starting to look like a beast of a card.
That at CM is a dirty card. Indeed. Very good.
Right, moving on to my first centre-back is my sort of customary Chelsea player, but one that's probably might not make it, but I think he's definitely moved up into that top bracket of centre-back now. In Cesar Azpilicueta, Chelsea would be nowhere near where they are right now without him in the centre-back. He's racking up assists for fun. He won the Premier League last year, and with this season so far, Chelsea are second, I want to say.
Second at the moment,
Second in the league, and they're trailing to a much-deserved ahead City. So, like I said, given the stats that he's got, I think he definitely needs to be up there as a centre-back. And of course, linking it, those centre-back links as well, Spanish centre-backs.
All them red lines still.
I know, right? Going into Sergio Ramos, and there's not really too much to say. He's probably almost guaranteed a place in there at centre-back.
And it's kind of a perfect card. Obviously, these are my predictions for what the ratings would be.
Yeah.
But that is like the perfect centre-back, really.
It is. And, what have Real Madrid done? They've did they win the league last year? I'm pretty sure they did, because Barcelona faltered a little bit, didn't they?
I honestly cannot remember.
Oh, we'll say they did. And they won the Champions League for the second time running. You know, it takes something special in order to do that, which is why the left-back is Marcelo. There's not really, I wouldn't really say a left-back more worthwhile to put in there than Marcelo at this time because of just how good Real Madrid have done last year. So
I was just reluctant to put him in, I think. I'm just sick of
Marcelo always being...
He had that like Iniesta, Dani Alves kind of thing that I was like, I don't want them in it. Not because I don't like them. I'm not the biggest fan of Dani Alves, but you kind of have to give him a bit of credit. And Iniesta, there's no doubt he will get an icon card at some point in the future.
Yes.
But he's not best player of the year. Like, do you know what I mean? They're not top 11. Marcelo, you could maybe argue, but I think I just out of spite didn't put him in.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. But, so I voted that.
Yeah, like I said, I just feel like out of all the left backs in the world, probably more worthwhile than any of them. Right, moving along into a midfield, holding midfield position, of course, is Chelsea boy Kante, who has done just exceptionally well. He's become one of the best midfielders within the last 3 years, starting off at Leicester, winning the league, moving to Chelsea, winning the league again, and then again, of course, keeping Chelsea in that second place position. Doesn't really miss a game, never really gets injured. You know, he's just one workhorse. And of course, with that card, if it ever does become an existence, oh my God, that card is going to be the most sought after card in midfield.
Expensive as anything.
Yes.
Well, I think actually, one of your other choices, which is I'm really annoyed that I missed and didn't think of at the time. I think he'll be the most sought after card in the game.
Which we'll move on to now, and I believe that would be Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Ever since the, not turn of the year, but ever since the change of seasons into this season, he has been stepped up. And, of course, as a Chelsea boy, sucks that Mourinho got rid of him, but at the same time, his development has been world-class. The numbers that he's been putting up in terms of assists, goals, even for Belgium, he's turning up. He's absolutely fantastic. And, again, he's one of those players that just will not miss a game. He's playing consistently well. Even though he's been dropped back into sort of like a deeper lying role, allowing people like David Silva and that lot to get forward. But he is absolutely instrumental, and any team would be very lucky to have him.
Yeah, I'd say there may be a couple people on par, but one of the most important players at a club at the moment. Like, you'd argue Salah possibly up there with being important for Liverpool.
As much as I hate to say it, Lingard for United.
Lingard for United at the moment. Yeah, I know you're not a fan
at the time
of Lingard,
of recording, but yeah.
I 100% think he's one of the most valuable players in the world right now, and definitely deserves to be in with a shout. And he's very popular in the community as well. So
Indeed.
I think, in regards to at least a 60% vote from the community, he's got a fantastic chance
of making it.
Yeah. So does Kante, actually.
I'll be honest, I'm a bit sad because I invested quite a lot in La Liga player premium packs.
Yeah, you
so
did.
It's like there's now the chance I might get Sergio Ramos, Messi, Actually, it's still quite.
There's still a few. If it's anything like this.
If it's anything like this, but yeah. But there's still a good shout that they'll beat some other people. Right, other midfielder, Luka Modric. Spurs fans must be eating their hair out for losing this guy. Because especially when he moved for such low transfer fees as well.
Yeah,
I think it was like
22 or something like that. Again,
it's been a while, but he is sort of like that Kevin De Bruyne. He's a deep line playmaker for him. He's just feeding goals for fun, just all round. Led Croatia into another World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah.
My facts are terrible, but yeah, he's just one of those popular figures that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there's quite a lot of midfielders in there that might not make it in there because of just people might underestimate Modric. So
I think the midfield is going to be the hardest one to call. I think a dark horse again will be Nainggolan. I think he'll be very popular and a real popular choice.
A lot of people will want to see his card.
Yeah. So again, it's a tricky one to call, and I don't think at this point you can call it. But I think Modric Nainggolan is going to be like a 50-50. Community-wise, but I do think Modric will get a big boost from the 40% of EA votes. Yes. I think he'll, with it being Real Madrid, with obviously EA not having that link with Barca anymore and having more of a link with Real through Ronaldo, I think Modric's in with a good shout.
Definitely. Right, shall we move on to the attackers?
Do it.
Starting off in the right wing position, none other than Lionel Messi. The way he has carried himself throughout last year, with a struggling Argentina that just about qualified for the World Cup because of a hat-trick by himself. Mm-hmm. The way he led, I believe, was it Barcelona that got the Copa del Rey?
Copa del Rey, yeah.
He's led them through that. He's struggled this whole yeir with Luis Suarez not firing. Ousmane Dembele's been out injured. They've now signed Coutinho, so beware everyone in La Liga because their numbers are just about to skyrocket now that they've got a decent playmaker in there.
That's a bit younger.
That's a bit younger, yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that's why Dembele was such a good signing, and it's such a shame.
Yeah, he was like, he's still a teenager, isn't he?
He's 19, he's 20, 19? I think. 21, is he 20? I think.
But yeah, they're now starting to lower their age group. They're spending the money. What's that? 300 million in just two players, which is incredible. But yeah, Lionel Messi is definitely one of the star picks of the team, and I reckon is almost one of the nailed-on guaranteed players. Yeah,
with the almost guaranteed votes from EA. Again, they're not the biggest fans of him, but they'd be stupid not to say one of the best players. I mean, in regards to this season, he's absolutely outshining Ronaldo. Ronaldo, yes. I think, in like 15 games, has got 2 goals and a couple of assists, whereas Messi's on like 14 with like 7 or 8 assists. So in regards to the season so far, so actually after the Ballon d'Or, he has been on fire. He's basically on target at the moment to be Ballon d'Or winner this year. Just because of, the popularity, it's always going to be between him and Ronaldo while they're both playing. But, Neymar's doing really well for himself. Cavani's doing great. I mean, Kane's doing well so far this year. Whether he gets the vote or not, probably not. But
True.
There's a lot of players. So I would still argue Salah could be in a shout. He's popular. And he's playing out of his skin right now. But I digress so much, man. You carry on.
Right, moving on to the other side, the left wing position, and again, the almost certain player to make this position is Cristiano Ronaldo. Again, I'm not a fan of the person, but in terms of footballing ability, there is.
It's undeniable.
It's undeniable. He is definitely up there. Whether he's played as a striker, whether he's played as a left wing. Guarantees you goals, absolute game changer. Of course, FIFA 2017 Ballon d'Or winner. So there is almost no chance of him missing out in a position in the Team of the Year.
How crazy would that be, though? that the Ballon d'Or winner doesn't make the FIFA Team of the Year. That would be mad.
It would be absolutely mad.
But like you say,
and of
everyone
course,
would have to vote for one person.
Yeah, and of course they would have to miss out on their cover star.
Yeah. I think he is guaranteed in. I don't think they would basically allow it.
Yeah, there is basically 10 to 9 other positions to.
Yeah, it's not happening. But it's a thought. Yeah. It's a good thing to think about. It'd be funny.
And whether or not the whole community could just do it, I don't think they could.
60% votes for Coutinho. Can you imagine? And it would be Barcelona, wouldn't it?
It would be a Barcelona card. That would be insane.
That would be mad.
There you go, guys. There's your challenge.
That's what you got to do, boys.
Get the left wing Coutinho Barcelona card out. Team of the Year. His first card is Team of the Year.
That'd be mad.
That'd be
that.
Record breaking.
I'd enjoy that. Yeah, it'd be a first.
It would be a record breaking Team of the Year card.
That'd be mad. Absolutely mad.
Right. Let's move on to the final position because we have dragged this on a bit too long.
A little bit, but I'm loving it.
It is good. It's good fun. I have gone with Harry Kane. He has outscored both Messi and Ronaldo. So there is zero chance I could miss him out. Obviously, as a Chelsea fan, Spurs aren't the best team for me to put in or to include. But there is no denying that if he ever made the move to Chelsea, I would not welcome him in with open arms. Especially to replace Morata. Not a fan. But Harry Kane has just been an absolute revelation. He's got some great people behind him at Tottenham. Dele Alli, Eriksen, Dembele, all them people. And he's just been racking up goals for fun, even finishing the year. The last 2 games, he scored a hat-trick in each. And it is just absolutely crazy from, just a few years ago. I remember him not even playing in the Europa League for them. And then all of a sudden started scoring goals. It's weird to actually remember the rise of a player.
I think it's good to see someone English, from an English perspective, an English player in the English top league, that's my phone, outscoring and just playing really well. Sorry about that, so I sorted my phone out. But back onto Kane, he has just grown, like you say, so quickly in 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And to get to where he's at now, at a team, no disrespect to them, but a team that isn't really fully fighting for the league. Yes, there was the one year where they really ran it close.
And they finished second last year.
And but would you say at any point last year they were going to win the league?
No.
No. They're not quite that team yet. They're not. And if they kept Kane and got a couple of bigger players in, for example, the likes of a Coutinho purchase, maybe not quite that expensive because I don't know that they can maybe feasibly do that.
Not with the stadium build, but I know what you mean. If they can get in a couple of quality players, they'll make their move to the brand new stadium in White Hart Lane. If they could get an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup win under their belts, get a couple of trophies in the trophy cabinet, keep Kane, keep Ali, keep Eriksen, then they're going to be a real force to be reckoned with in the future.
And the likes of someone like Heung-min Son, who really does go under the radar, but is quality. He performs. He really does do well. Last year was one of the best impact players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For someone who is playing behind the likes of Harry Kane, who was doing what he was doing, Heung-min Son just shone. And I think if they can keep him and keep him doing what he's doing, they've got a real chance. But I honestly don't think this time next year we're going to see Harry Kane in the Tottenham shirt.
You really?
I really do. I think the summer transfer window, they're going to struggle to keep him. And if he goes, who else goes?
Yeah, that is true.
Do you know what I mean? They would have to, they could start Heung-min Son, sure. But yeah, if they sell Harry Kane, they need to invest. And it would have to be quick. But I love the team. I do love the team. There's a couple of people that I think are much like with mine that are definitely in contentions. I think Walker and Valencia, the two that we picked, like I said, are probably the favourites. And then Kimmich is a bit of an underdog. I think Nainggolan's still got a chance. Marcelo, after your reasoning for it, I'm a little bit more sold. But like I said, out of spite, I kind of left him out.
Yeah.
But I think you look at that team, I wouldn't be unhappy with anyone there. There'd maybe be, for example, I think Azpilicueta would be a definite community choice. Yes, he's a fantastic centre-back, but would I want that card? Yeah, I would want that card.
I'll be honest, I don't even think he'll be a community choice. If you're talking about in terms of an in-game player, you'd want someone just that little bit taller. You'd want someone, I know you wouldn't be able to find anyone that little bit quicker, but a bit more physical. So Bonucci obviously would be a great shout.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember many other defenders that made it, but like Alderweireld, Vertonghen, you could put them in there.
I just mean like you still see a lot of people use Azpilicueta, maybe not at like the pro level, but a lot of people use Azpilicueta, and a lot of people do like his card because he is a quick defender. And with those upgrades, I mean, my prediction of 93 defense, 87 physical, that's only 3 less physical than Sergio Ramos. That's a strong card. Yeah, he's only 5'10" or something like that, but if he's 86 pace, you know, he's still going to do a fantastic job at centre back. But if you agree with this team, let us know, because like I said, I mean, I've made my team and I still look at Jack's team and go, yeah, I would have happily put that forward as my vote. Like, I think it's really, really good to have this discussion, have this kind of like open conversation, because, you know, it is community. It's a community-driven thing. EA have really pushed it as community this year, and I love it. I do love it. But thank you very much for watching this, guys. Leave a like, of course, if you have enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new around here, and leave in the comments what you think of Jack's community voted team. But thank you, Jack, again, for coming along.
Thank you for having me on the channel.
No worries.
Hope you've enjoyed the team.
Yeah, I hope you have too. But thank you to you guys for checking out the video. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you later. Look after yourselves.
Bye.